Right, hi guys, Enchants as always, outside storming, and today I thought I would touch on a topic that I'm sure a lot of you want to hear me talk about. It's going to be my take on gearing, gemming, and reforging as a holy paladin in PvP in Cataclysm, in whatever patch we're in. Yeah, so I'm going to touch on three topics. It's going to be stats priority, what stats I think you should go for, enchantments, what enchantments you should get, and reforging, what reforging you should do. So first of all, here's my gear, and I'm going to just say it now. I do not have all the optimal enchantments, either because I haven't got them, I can't get them, or because I am going to upgrade the parts very soon. So for example, on legs I don't have the best enchantment because I'm gonna get ruthless legs next week, so I don't bother to get it. So let's just jump straight into stats priority. Um, so there's basically 5 or 6 stats that you care about as a Holy Paladin healer. It's intellect, spirit, mastery, haste, stamina, and crit. These are the stats you can get, and those are the only stats that you should care about. So we do not care about agility, strength, anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and rank them after what I think is the best stats. Now your main stat is and will always be intellect. The reason being that intellect grants you mana, it makes your mana pool bigger, it gives you spell power, which increases your healing, and it gives you crit. So intellect is by far the best stats. The second best stat, in my opinion, is spirits, because it gives you MP5. It's especially important if you're doing rated BGs or 2v2s and 3v3 on high rating. But unlike 1700, 3v3 is just, it's very short matches. But then again, you know, spirit very important, so that will regen your mana. It will give you MP5, which stands for mana per 5 second. Okay, the next one I've got here is well, it's a bit of a toss-up, and by toss-up I mean that they're fairly similar. You have mastery and haste. Now, Holy Paladin's mastery is I have 363 mastery, and that means that 50% of all the healing I heal on someone will create a 15% absorb shield. So basically, per mastery, each point of mastery increases the absorb amount by an additional 1.5%. So when you get mastery, you will up the percentage of amount of damage your shield will absorb. So if I heal someone for 10k, there will be 1500. There will be a 1500 health absorb shield on that guy. So the more mastery you have, the higher percentage of the total healing will go into the absorb shield. So it's very important, but because I mean it's a way for paladins to have what priests and shamans have, which is earth shield and the shield for priests. Wow, powered shield. So I like it, but then again, haste I think is just as important. Haste makes your spells faster. So I would say it's a toss up between mastery and haste. But I would have to put mastery over haste. Haste is very important in 3v3 and 5v5, but not so much in 2v2 and rated BG. So I'm gonna have to put mastery over haste and then haste. And lastly, I actually have stamina before crits. Even though the crits will help you crit on Holy Shock, and by that giving you the instant proc, I feel like stamina is so important, because with rated BGs, you will always be the target. You'll always be the target no matter what, and you need to survive. It's the same in 2v2, it's the same in 3v3, 5v5, and rated BG. While crit is the stat that will contribute the least to your healing. And so I would actually say stamina over crit, and then lastly crit. So yeah, that was about it for the stats priority. So the second of third points I'm going to touch on is enchantments. And I'm going to give you the, in my opinion, optimal enchantments. Now, what I say is the optimal will not always be what I have on me. This for various reasons, but these are the optimal that you should have. On the head, you should have the PvP enchant, which is 60 intellect and 35 resilience. You could buy it for 2k honor, I believe. Nothing on neck. On a shoulder, you should have 50 intellect and 25 resilience. That's once again a PvP enchantment that you can buy for 2k honor. On the back, you should have 50 intellect and not 30, but I'm going to get ruthless sooner or later, so I'll just leave it there with 30, but get as much intellect as you can afford. On chest, I'm going for 15 plus all stats. You can also get, I believe you can get intellect, spirits, and resilience, but I like the 15 plus all stats. That will give you 15, stamina, intellect, spirit. I believe it will give you crit, etc, etc. I think it just gives you 15 of all. And on braces, you should have 50 spirits, 23 spell powers in old enchantment, but it's just vicious braces, so I'm going to get ruthless. So once again, I'm going to leave it there, but you should have 50 spirits. On your gloves or hands, you should have 50 haste. The 67 spirit is from reforging, so don't think about that. You should have 50 haste on legs, that is. No, on hands, that is. Legs, you should have 95 intellect and 55 spell power. This is the most expensive one. It's the ghostly spell threat. So go for that one. Once again, next week I'm going to buy ruthless legs, so I'm once again gonna leave it there. I would recommend getting the spell power and spirit instead of spell power stamina. Yeah, it's just what I would recommend you. So yeah. And on boots, finally, you should have a 50 haste, which I have. Now I'm going to take the interesting part, which is the weapon last. I'm going to take the shield. 40 intellect. No said. It was 100, but now it's 40. And now to the interesting part, the weapon. I have Heart Song. Now basically, you can have either Hurricane or Heart Song. It's personal preferences, because like Sacred Heals has Hurricane, and what that does is, whenever you hit someone with your weapon, or yeah, I think it's like that, you get like 500 haste or something. So it basically gives you haste whenever you hit someone, something. There were usually rogues and enhancement shamans that went for it, but so I mean, you can go for Hurricane, but I went for Heart Song, which increases your spirits every now and then when you heal someone. Okay, so you get like 200 spirit or whatever it is. So I would go for Heart Song if I were you, because mana regen is more important than haste in my opinion. Haste was Reforging. Okay, so yeah, those are my enchantments. Of course, you can get on rings if you're a enchanter, but I'm not. So yeah. And now I'm going to touch on the third and final, or third out of four topics actually. which is reforging. Now, when it comes to reforging, there's just two two things I want to touch on. That is, I always reforge 2 spirits. So I would recommend you to reforge crit to spirits and haste and mastery to spirits. And the last is, depending on personal preferences, you can reforge mastery to haste and vice versa, but it doesn't really matter because I think it's a toss-up between which stat is the best, so it's really up to you. Okay. So yeah, that was the 3rd out of 4 topics, and the 4th one is gemming. And gemming is basically the same as stats priority. Okay, you want to get as much intellect while fitting the color. So if it's a red slot, you should go for orange. If it's a blue one, you should go for purple. That's how easy it is. And there's a couple of games you can get. Always remember to have intellect in your game. Okay, so as you can see, if it's a red game, 40 intellect. If it's a like a yellow one, for example, get 20 intellect and 20 mastery. Then again, same games. You can get 20 intellect and 30 stamina. You can get 20 intellect and 20 spirits. And yeah, 20 intellect, 20 mastery, 20 intellect, 20 mastery. So I think those are the games you can choose from. So go for the 20 intellect and then insert random extra stats. But when you have a red slot, go for 40 intellect. Okay? And if there's a yellow or blue one, go for a hybrid. Purple or orange. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna let you look over my stats. And yeah, like there's one stat I guess I didn't touch on, but it's a pretty important one. It's resilience, and I would rate resilience as the same level as stamina, just because it basically does the same. So if you want to gem resilience, just replace it with wherever you would have gotten stamina. Okay, so resilience, same as stamina. So yeah, should put up just an overview here. If you have any questions regarding Holy Paladin healing in PvP, leave it in the comment section below. If you have any, I mean, what do you think? What do you think is most important? Because I mean, I'm sure some will disagree with me, but this is just my opinion. So if you have any suggestions or you want to argue with me, just leave it in the comment sections below. Comment section, it's only one. And just remember to, give me thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, Insideg4mer.